Yo, what's up? It's IHSComics, and I'm back again for another video. And I also want to thank you guys for the good amount of views on my last videos. And I did not expect so many views in a short amount of time, so this encourages me to make better dope content for you guys. So thank you. Anyways, we'll be talking about the game that we Bendy/indie horror game fans have been waiting for the longest. Our thirst for the inescapable inky dying limbo lore to be solved/continued with new characters, areas, and story elements is at its max peak. Even Boards and the Dark Survival wasn't enough. Man, that game was amazing, but it was like drinking the sugary red Gatorade in a desert, only quenching our thirst for a little bit, but making us thirstier. What we need is water to get rid of our thirst, and that water is called Bendy and the Dark Survival. Now let's get it. So, while I was editing my speed paint video, which you can check out on my main channel where I do art and stuff, don't worry, you won't regret it, I've noticed a few things in the Bendy and the Dark Revival trailer that I didn't notice. And no, it wasn't any symbols in the trailer, or, any weird stuff, but I did notice a chocolate cake on the table, with a slice missing, which makes me wonder who could have ate that slice of cake with that much desire. Oh wait, it was Wally Franks.
I'm gonna kill ya!
He even said it in his tape in chapter 5 of Bendy and the Ink Machine.
What do you think I'd find on one of the chairs? A big freaking chocolate cake, just sitting there, practically yelling my name. Hopefully no one finds out what I've done, because if they did, I can tell you what would happen. I'm out of here.
Bam! Theory done! End of the video. Anywho, what I noticed was a sequence of events in the trailer that if you looked hard enough, you can put together and determine the main events of chapter 1. I'm not sure if anyone did this analysis or theory like this, but if I'm the first, then I would be glad to do the honors. But before we begin, this would be, a borderline analysis, the icing of the cake, if you would call it. I'm not going that deep into it, but I will be going deep, just not that deep, I don't know. But this is just a disclaimer. Now first, let's watch the trailer.
A pretty girl like you shouldn't be wandering around all by yourself.
What? This feels wrong.
I remember my first day down here. I know, it's scary. Keep moving and stay close to the shadows. Above everything else, stay away from the ink demon. He kills anything that moves.
After watching this trailer, I took the time to make a timeline, no pun intended, so I can organize each scene and put them in order. Let's start with the top 2 scenes. The first scene is Audrey putting her hand on the mirror, just realizing her stunning appearance. I'm joking, but she realizes that her condition is very terrible and she looks horrified. The next scene is Allison looking at us with disgust, who is also looking stunning. Just kidding again. Oh, by the way, can we appreciate the graphical upgrade this game has compared to the last games or even the other games? Good job, developers. Anyways, these scenes, let's call them universal timeline scenes, can fit anywhere in between, before, and after the timeline, which, depending on where you put it, can change the way the chapter plays out. Put Allison clip in the beginning, and it'll look like we're waking up. Put Audrey's clip at the end, and it'll look like a sudden twist. But we'll be putting Audrey's and Allison's clip in the end. Allison's clip going first. I will explain why when we get there. In the first scene, we'll call it the Animation Alley area, is where we'll be headed. There would be an area before this location, used as a cutscene / tutorial area, but this area could do the same as well. If you notice, there's an elevator exit down the hall, which would be our end objective to enter. But if you look closer, there's a little junction box, which will either be broken or not running, which we will need to fix by finding the parts, thus forcing us to explore the areas like the employees' lockers and such. Also sending us on a fetch quest. There would be puzzles in the way, and, well, it will give us a great challenge and a good gaming experience as well. The second scene shows what seems to be gendered, and yes, I said gender with an ED at the end, please don't hurt me, lost ones, who we couldn't tell in the last game what gender they are, but does it matter? No. Anyways, it shows us battling them, thus throwing us into one of the first battle sequences in the game. It also shows us using our powers, which we will obtain through, something in the beginning. I don't know, I have no context of that. Anywho, this would be one of the main sequences we will come across in the game. We would still be on our fetch quests and solving puzzles as well to escape. After such gameplay, we will head down the hall to fix our elevator to escape. Wait, let's say that again. Escape. From who? Well, if you read the title of the game, this is Bendy. We gotta meet the damn ink demon somehow, and this would be a perfect time, forcing us to not only try to repair the elevator as fast as we can, but it will also force us to literally scream as the ink demon is running down the hall ready to split us into smithereens.
Oh my god.
Adding Inky would not only give us a sense of suspense and danger, but it can also show the consequences, if you die that is, of what happens if we aren't fast enough to solve puzzles like this in future events. When we finally get into the elevator, we will head up to finally leave. Oh wait, this is Bendy. It doesn't end here. We will also plummet to our doom, now knocking us out and waking us up to the next scene on our timeline. As we wake up and realize, or Audrey realized, that something isn't up.
This feels wrong.
There would be a linear gameplay segment before we reach the exploration area, showing us that in these inky corridors we are in constant danger. We will also meet the Butcher Gang and the searchers down here. Now, IHS Games, what would you assume that when we fall down to whatever this area, we won't be falling down to Animation Alley? Well, if you compare the two, Animation Alley is way more organized while the other one is way more run down, which will make sense for us to fall down there. Anyways, we will explore and somehow, someway find a way to escape these inky corridors so we won't get killed, which allow us to go on yet another puzzle solving and fetch quest. And that makes us go to our next scene, which the person there don't really look too friendly. In this scene, we will encounter our first boss battle of the game, which I am very hyped about. I want to see this. I am very hyped about this. I'm gonna say it again. I am very. Let's call him the Behemoth Searcher. He might be foreshadowed around the area that we dropped down. We will be fighting this guy, and we have to. We can't escape. We will have to fight him, because if we don't, or if we lose, well, we're dead, obviously. And since, you know, this is Bendy, we have to win. If we die, then what's the whole point? The game just ends there. That leads us to our next scene. After we defeat the Behemoth Searcher, it might have a heart inside of it that we would need to collect. We might collect it out of curiosity, or maybe we need it for something. Maybe the game will force us to collect it. Who knows? We might eat it to gain more power, but with a consequence, like the little sisters in BioShock. But one thing is that we would have to escape from either two of these monsters. First, we got Ink Bendy, and then we got the Swollen Searcher. But let's just say the Swollen Searcher. Wait, Swollen Searcher? Behemoth Searcher. Swollen Behemoth Searcher. That sounds so much better. It would be scary getting chased by this creature who is falling apart and turning into a slug, consuming everything on sight that it can grab. Since we stole its heart, and it can't, you know, stay together or whatever, and the only way we can escape it is by trapping it or it falling apart, which leads us to our next scene. This heart. Again, we might eat it or use it for something, but I'd rather say eat it, because, you know, it makes way more sense for the next scene. And in the next scene, we wake up with Allison looking at us in disgust, knowing that we ate something that we shouldn't have. But hey, we have to do what we gotta do. Anyways, then we go on the cutscene. Or maybe it's linear gameplay, who knows, it might be either of the two, of Allison telling us the deep, dark things that's happening down in the studio. We will also arrive at her hideout, which she would tell us to get ourselves fixed up, since we got banged around from all those monsters. And as we head to the bathroom or whatever to fix ourselves up, we, or Audrey, would look up at the mirror and realize, holy shit, what happened to me? Which would be the end of our chapter.
Keep moving and stay close to the shadows.